Alrighty, what's up, fellas? Good morning, all of you beautiful people. It's a fantastic day. I'm gonna start things off by just doing some single encounter shunting as per usual. I do have to do some EV training today, or I want to do some EV. I don't have to do anything. I want to do some EV training for my gym rerun, my new gym rerun team, dude. I have it bred. It's complete. I'm sure you guys saw it yesterday. It was a stressful day getting all of that done, but today's a super chill day. We get to, you know, cherish, what is it? What's the term? The fruits of our labor, something like that. Enjoy our pear tree. Sure, why not? We got 2 Squirtles. Beautiful. Mild. 2 times 31. This one's 2 times 31. Look at these other stats. 25 plus and everything else is so awesome to see. Both with Water Spout. We got our Cyndaquil. Modest. This is all gonna be perfect. I'm so happy to have this done. To have these bred, to have these created. This coughing. We got super lucky on this roll. It's all awesome. I'm excited to learn this strategy and eventually do a guide on the new advanced. It is an advanced Jimmy Run strat. There's a lot of specifications with it. It's very much advanced. If you're still using the double Typhlosion, double Blastoise strat, like, you know, don't worry. It's still a very good strat. Don't feel stressed. Don't feel like, oh, I'm bad. I'm behind. Like, this strat is still good. I used this strat for a very long time, even though I knew this strat was around, because that strat is easier. It's more comfy. It's lazier. And if whatever like allows you to do something every day is better than doing an efficient thing but only for a week, if that makes sense. If you can do the casual gym run every single day with double Typhlosion, double Blastoise, if you can do that every single day consistently for a year, that's way better than if you can do the hyper efficient gym run but only for like once a week or a week straight or whatever. MMOs are almost always a marathon, not a sprint. It's always important to keep that in mind. And also just do whatever's fun for you. Speaking of outdated videos, I am realizing as more and more time goes on, there's little things in certain parts of my videos that I do need to like either make new videos or leave comments correcting or whatever. Specifically, I watched my how to spend your first 1 million Pokeyen recently, and that video was really up to date in a lot of ways. It basically was like, hey, get a Jimmy Run team, get a catching Breloom, and get some ocarinas if you want. That was all really, really good, and like an HM friend Dragonite. That was all really good information. That was all super accurate. But at the very end, I say, yeah, spend whatever leftover Pokeyen you have on Pokeballs, which is fine, and repeat balls. And that's not fine, because repeat balls are no longer good, like, at all, anywhere. Repeat balls are literally probably the worst Pokeball in the entire game right now. They were the best for a very long time, but that's one of those pieces of information where it's like, man, I don't want new players who just got their first 1 million Pokeyen wasting their money on repeat balls. And I'm hoping that they stay up to date and watch my newer videos and even watch my stream recaps. My stream recaps are really the best way to get the most updated information for the game. It's not always going to be concise, and it's not always going to be exactly what you like. You can't like Google one single question super easily. It's always varied topics, but it really is updated information, and man, does this game change so drastically, you know? Why are repeat balls so bad now? So that's a great question. Repeat balls went from having a 2.5 times catch rate flat if you had the Pokemon caught in your Pokedex, right? So if you have a complete Pokedex, then it's just a 2.5 times catch rate all the time. It no longer works like that. Now the way repeat ball works is that the more you catch the same species in a row, it ups the catch rate by 0.1 or whatever, right? So it starts at 1.0, and then if you catch 1 Ditto, now it's at 1.1 times catch rate for Ditto. If you catch 10 Dittos, then it's like 2 times, and you can get it up to if you catch like 15 Dittos or 14 Dittos in a row, you can get up to 2.5 times catch rate for Dittos specifically. But why would you ever do that when you could just soak a Ditto or get it to transform into a bug or a water type and use net balls for 3.5 times, or even use dusk balls because it's in a cave for a flat 2.5? So it's like there's almost always like repeat balls are really bad right now. I don't know of a single farm where repeat balls are worth using, unfortunately. Let's check the 2012 market today. I haven't checked it, I feel like, decently in depthly in a bit. Base prices are slowly rising again, from 140 recently to like up to 170. I think a lot of old new players, if that makes sense, or new old players. Yeah, new old players came back to the game recently with the event. It's usually what happens. There's a lot of listings though. 173 is way more than normal. Oh my goodness, and all the shinies. So this is what I was saying recently. I feel like, oh my goodness, there's 10 2012 shinies listed. That's actually insane. I feel like what happened was there was a lot of people People think that 2012 collecting is like this new thing, but 2012 collecting's existed since like 2017, 2019. I know of people physically who have been collecting since at least 2019, if not earlier. So like for the last, man, that's 5 years already. Holy shit. Wow. Oh man, time gets faster when you get older. Don't remind me. Anyways, I think what happened was a bunch of people who have been collecting since 2019 got these for cheap. And their investment is starting to pay off to where it's like, oh, let's just list them. Now, once again, I think a lot of these are overpriced. I think the 25 mil Pidgeot is honestly kind of fair. 50 mil for Slowbro is questionable. I think the Fearow and above are all overpriced in my opinion. But it's really, really, really hard to be an accurate judge of 2012 Pokemon at the moment. So it's still a very just under able to be documented, you know, market, but we're getting there finally with the ability to search for them. Shalphas got posted. Is that a snipe? I mean, I don't have that cash. I don't have that cash. I have no idea if that's a snipe. I'd have to check, like, how cheap what's the cheapest Shalphas on the market? Really? You can get Shalphas for cheaper than I would expect. Wow. When, like, obviously, oh, they're all in Master Balls. No, I mean, I get it. If you're gonna Master Ball any wild shiny, I understand it being, man, a Forge is a crazy one. Wow. Yeah, shiny Yanma looks so good. I dream of a Yanma is such a good shiny, dude. It's just now listed. That's so crazy. Is there a alpha like right now? Actually, maybe I'll go check it. That's crazy. Yo, Pat, I did 7 mil in 2 days flipping cosmetics. Dude, nice work, dude. That's event season or post-event season flipping, dude. Nice job. Thoughts on 2013 shiny prices? I do think that I personally, I can say this, for example, I personally want a 2013 shiny. That may seem really silly to some, but I started playing the game. I think the 2013 market will happen at some point. This seems probably overpriced. I think a lot of this stuff is being hard merched right now, and I would just punish those merchers by letting it sit. If you let it sit and they just never sell, eventually those people will get punished for making a very, very aggressive decision to try to buy everything up and resell it or whatever. But if I were to see an OT that I recognized, maybe I would like pick it up because that'd be pretty crazy. That's a cool thing is this guy's name is El Duderino. Fuck, that's such a good name. Oh man. Yeah, looking out for old 2012s and 2013 Pokemon with like OTs you remember of like your friends. Unironically, one of the most wholesome, underrated things, dude. 5K for this random 2013 Pokemon. I mean, it could flip it for like a couple K, but it's not really. Fuck it. I'm a sucker, dude. Actually, we'll go ahead and buy that really quick. I don't know, man. I really like 2013 Pokemon. It's also like a really good budget way to collect. Like 2012 is going to get more and more expensive. I always compare it to Pokemon Base Set and Pokemon Base Set 2, or like even Pokemon Evolutions. Like I was shocked that the Pokemon Evolutions trading card set got so expensive, right? I didn't expect that to happen. But it's because if you get priced out of one a set, you know, that you do care about, you move to the next. It's pretty interesting. Anyways, I'm getting way too distracted. Let's go shiny hunt for the time being. I'm gonna go single encounter over in Sinnoh. I am in this weird state where I really want to EV train my gym run team, but I'm in this mental state, okay? I know that mathematically it doesn't really mean anything. If I get a shiny, my odds do not change, all that stuff, right? But I know that if I get a shiny, if I go EV train my gym run team, I got a black screen glitch, and I immediately get a shiny, or I get a shiny while EV training, I will be so sad. I will be so, like, emotionally bummed, you know, just absolutely bummed to the moon. So to try to prevent that, I'm going to do a little bit of single encountering. I'm going to try to get a single encounter shiny before EV training my gym run team. I don't know if that'll actually work out like that. We're going to try the best, though. Thoughts on Munchlax at the moment? Bredden leveled them up to level 100, but they're not selling. How long have they been listed? I find a lot of players will, like, list something, and they'll leave it up for, like, 2 days and be like, oh, man, it's not selling. And it's like, you gotta wait. You gotta be a little more patient. Obviously, I don't want to assume that's you. I'm just saying that I see that happen a lot. Munchlaxes are probably still desired the same amount as, I mean, they were before. Munchlaxes and Meowth, they're both just good for pickup payday. They're both solid pickup payday Pokemon. They both just have different opposite weaknesses and opposite strengths. I don't think there should be any difference there. Listed for about 5 days, so maybe I'm a little bit eager. Dude, I respect you being able to say that. When you're a new player, that's how I was. You know, I get it. I understand as I've made all these mistakes before, you know? when you're a new player, you also just need that capital so much faster because you want to get that Pokeyen faster so you can make money faster. Use that money to make more money. So like as a new player, you're like really hoping that listing sells or whatever. So it is somewhat okay to underlist stuff a little bit as a new player to get those quicker returns, to be able to get that next catching Breloom or get a soaked Smeargle or buy more net balls or whatever you need to keep making more money for sure. So I'm going to consider. I feel like you should never worry about a Pokemon being listed too long until it wears out. Like until the listing is eventually canceled because it was up too long. That's when once that happens once or twice, you can be like, okay, maybe it's mispriced or whatever. I was actually thinking about this recently, and I know I've talked about this topic. I've beaten it like a dead horse, right? But it's so important. The topic of setting personal goals and knowing what to do in PokeMMO is so crucial. This got brought back up because I watched a YouTube video. I got it on my feed, like a YouTube video recently, talking about how old Minecraft. And it's so crazy. This YouTuber, bar for bar, quote for quote, obviously he didn't copy me. He just like came to the same conclusion for a different game, which is really beautiful in my opinion. Bar for bar, quote for quote, said the exact same thing where he's like, the reason I enjoy old Minecraft so much is because it's simpler and because you have to set your own goals. And if you can set your own goals in Minecraft, you'll play infinitely in like Minecraft beta, Minecraft alpha. But in a lot of new age Minecraft players, you get to the Ender Dragon, you beat the Ender Dragon and you quit. Or maybe you play for like a little bit longer after the Ender Dragon and you usually quit, right? But in old Minecraft is so comparable to PokeMMO. Like, you have to set your own goals. If you don't set your own goals, if you don't make a list, a notepad document, whatever, you're just not gonna. After you beat the storylines, it's so comparable. After you beat the storylines, you're gonna quit. You're gonna fall off. I can't recommend to new players enough to set goals. Figure out competitive Pokemon you want to collect, Shinies, Vanities. Figure out money-making methods, do testing, learn new mechanics, test out developed or under-researched mechanics in PokeMMO. There's so much to do. And once again, I recommend checking out 63 Things to Do in PokeMMO. Is a quick little video that I think really gives people a lot of ideas and gets the help. It helps you. I have a couple of videos that want to help you set those goals, but only you can do that for yourself. Yopat have been completing the Pokedex, and I'm at 450 complete with Kanto and Johto done, and I have all the Phenos. I'm so happy to hear you have all the Phenos done. That's awesome work. But the last bit is boring to me. Doing some gyms and trainer reruns in between to keep me sane, but even then, it gets boring after a while. Do you have any tips to switch it up? Yeah, dude, I would. One of the cool things about PokeMMO is, like, there's so many things to do, and there's so many things you can always try that are new. Try stuff that you think you don't like. If you think you don't like PvP, go try some randoms. Go try something new. Go try Battle Frontier. Once again, I have a video called 63 Things to Do in PokeMMO, which I really think will give you some ideas to switch it up and switch up different activities. The great thing about PokeMMO, and this is very comparable to old school RuneScape, if you're bored of mining in RuneScape, you go do Slayer. If you're bored of shiny hunting in RuneScape or PokeMMO, you go do EV training, or you go do gym runs, or you go do catching Pokeyen for profit, or flipping, or there's just so many things you can always do to switch it up that you can infinitely play the same game, but just do different activities within that one game. Do you have plans for what EV hordes you want to do for at least a decent shiny? Not off the top of my head. I mean, I have some. Like, I would do Litwick with Leppas for special attack. Which is super worth it. I want to shiny Litwick for sure at some point. That's super worth it. And then I'd have to think about the other ones, but I definitely would prioritize going for good hordes, even if it costs Leppas to be able to get EVs or whatever. What happened with Oh, my lore's not popped. Okay, there we go. Are quick balls worth buying? Quick balls are pretty good. Quick balls are pretty solid. For certain catch events, for certain activities. They're kind of expensive, but they're very powerful. That 5 times catch rate or whatever to start with is super, super solid. I would say generally, like, these were really good during the event, for example. I would say generally some of the 3 best Pokeballs, in my opinion, right now, I guess 4. There's 4 Pokeballs that come to mind when I think of the best Pokeballs, right? I think of Timer Ball for alphas and for, like, legendaries and long, tedious catches. I think of Net Balls for pretty much anything. I think of Dream Balls if you're going for, like, a fast catch and kind of get that second sleep. I think it's Dream, right? Dream Balls, I think it's like a 4 times catch rate if it's been asleep for more than 1 turn. I think something like, I could be wrong. I have to double check the wiki on that. And then, what's the other one I was thinking of? Dream Ball, Timer Ball, Net Ball, and Quick Ball. And then honestly, Pokeball. Pokeball is always solid. Pokeball for your eggs, for breeding, for a lot of basic Pokemon, Pokeball is solid. How do you treat a repeat shiny? I like this question a lot. So as a cringe hyper collector shiny hunter, I usually just keep all of them. I do like getting multiple of the same species line to be able to evolve them into different things. Like I have 3 shiny Raticates, so I can have a shiny Rattata, a shiny Raticate, and then an extra, which is not needed. But some people, I know JW Tree started this in Team Mister, where he will trade extra shinies. He will trade like what's it called? Repeats, duplicates. He'll trade them with other Team Mister members and like his friends for their duplicates. So if like Yaka has 7 shiny Onyxes and, you know, JW Tree has 3 Raticates, he'll trade one of his Raticates for an Onyx, and then you're kind of like, it's cute. It's like you're like attached to that person. You'll always remember it. You have a different shiny in your box. I think it's very wholesome. It's a cool little thing to do to connect with other players and teammates. Pat, why are Rotom so expensive? Rotom is probably the most desired Pokemon in all of PokeMMO, full stop. If you check out PvP statistics, in OU, he is the 4th most played Pokemon. In UU, he is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th most played Pokemon. And then in NU, he's the 2nd most played Pokemon. And then in doubles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's still in the top 10. The 10th most played Pokemon. So Rotom is literally top 10 in every format, just in different forms. Rotom is the most desired Pokemon in PokeMMO because of this. He's just so good in so many different formats. Any advice for catch events? I feel like catch events haven't been talked about in a while. I will say for most catch events, it's not worth using a synchronized Pokemon. I think it's like a common misconception, but it depends. Depends on the event and depends on how commonly you're catching Pokemon. The more commonly you're catching Pokemon, the less likely that synchronized Pokemon is going to be worth it, because it takes time to switch from your synchronized over to your catching Pokemon. You can use quick balls on catch events, but they're also really expensive. There's different routes you can go to technically slightly increase your chances of winning a catch event, like quick balls and stuff. But from my experience and in my opinion, I don't really recommend doing these way more expensive things that make it so you break even financially on catch events just to have that slight increase of winning. In my opinion, the best way to enjoy catch events and have a long-term overarching chance of winning them is just ball swipe, spore, maybe soak, and like Pokeball, netball. Like just do the normal stuff. Catches, you play it pretty chill, pretty casually, whatever. And then you'll make money. You'll make Pokeyen every catch event. Catch events are great because you make really solid Pokeyen usually. And then you also have a chance of winning that overarching prize, which is really nice. So I recommend that, like kind of just casually doing your normal catching stuff. And then just one day, if you do enough catch events, hopefully you'll win one time. Is there a lot of PvP competitions? Yes. A lot of people don't know this. There is a automated PvP tournament every single day in PokeMMO. Every single day. If you go to tournaments, and go to like tournament history, there's one on the 6th, the 5th, there's 2 on the 4th here. OU and, yeah, 2 different ones. The 3rd, 2nd, 1st, sometimes there's 2. Like, there is literally a tournament of PvP every day. 2 on the 7th. There's not enough scheduled, I guess, for the 8th and 9th or whatever, but maybe they'll come up or whatever. There are so many PvP tournaments in PokeMMO, it's crazy. And you can, obviously, you could always do fewer or whatever, but, yeah. There's so many tournaments always happening. Quote unquote from Pat. Well, today we're going to EV train and maybe do some breeding. Proceeds to shiny hunt for 2 hours. Love it. Hope shiny soon. Yeah. I'm going to go to like 40,000 encounters, I think. And then maybe we'll go do some EV training or something. Dude, people talking about the Cthulhu masks in chat. I really like the Cthulhu masks. I feel like they're pretty underrated. How are they doing price-wise at the moment? Because they were like RP vanities, right? So they were like... How do you spell it? Cthulhu. Ah, I see. So they were like 4 mil when they came out. They're both cheaper than the original release price. Purple at 2 mil. Also, this is 200k cheaper than this one. Wow. Purple at 2 mil. Green, what's the cheapest green? 2.6. Obviously, like with a vanity like this, it's very overwhelming and it overtakes the outfit a lot. So you have to match, you have to base the rest of your outfit around the vanity. You can't really like weave in extra fun little things or extra, you know, above and beyond. It really does take over the outfits. You do have to plan around it, which is like why I guess those vanities that are so overwhelmingly intrusive don't really get that much value because they can't really be slotted in to a bunch of stuff. Some with like the eyeball masks. I really like the eyeball masks. I think they're super, super underrated. But they take up like the whole outfit. It's hard to like, you have to build around them versus like being able to slot in other stuff or they're not very flexible is the way to put it. Yeah, 40,000 encounters is finally about to happen. It's a pretty big milestone, I would say. We're gonna go over, but that's okay. Can't get it on the dot. No worries. 40,000 and 2 encounters dries. It's my last shiny, fellas. Why do the Kanto starters spawn in front of Quagsire? That's a great question. That is the Kanto Friends particle effect. Probably my favorite particle effect. This are the shiny Kanto Friends. Yeah, it's just a particle effect that throws out like little Bulbasaur and Squirtle and Charmander when your Pokemon is spawned. I can show it really quick. I love it. It's a really, really cute, really, really good particle effect. And there's a shiny one that throws out all the shiny variants of them, which is cute. I do kind of wish the shiny one threw like Charizard and like Blastoise and Venusaur versus the shiny baby memers, because, you know, shiny Charmander and Squirtle and Bulbasaur aren't that great, but shiny Charizard's very, very, very cool. I want them to add Megas so I can have shiny black Charizard with blue flames. I want them to add Megazard so we can have, Megazard. Megas so we can have shiny Mega Gengar. Because shiny Gengar sucks. But Mega shiny Gengar, one of the best in Pokemon. You know, that's very, very, very cool. What happened to 40k encounters and an EV train? Hey, listen, man. Listen, I don't know. Pat, any thoughts on why Dittos are so cheap right now? There's probably a couple reasons. Number one, people are probably taking a break a lot right now after event season. Number two, people just aren't breeding as much in these time periods, and then it just makes sense. Like, raids are done. People probably bred a lot of PVM Pokemon during that for profit. Yeah, good IV Dittos are super cheap right now. If you want to breed for profit, it's a good time to do so. It's a good time to stock up on, if you want to create PvP Pokemon or create PVM Pokemon, right now is like the best time to do so, because breeding is so cheap right now. When permanent raids are added, I'm sure things will go up, and just Pokemon are in less demand right now than they were over the past couple months or so with all the events. The Halloween boss where you needed Chandelures and Crocodiles and Typhlosions. Obviously the raids where you needed tons of Pokemon like Hidden Ability Sableye, like yeah, a lot of stuff like that, for example. And a lot of people are constantly farming Dittos to sell as boxes to shunters. Currently shiny hunting a Tynamo. Starting to think it might be better to egg hunt. Thoughts? It's definitely, I would guess, let's do the math. I would assume it's definitely not better to egg hunt, but Tynamo is like the hardest horde hunt in the game now, I'm pretty sure. It's actually so rare now. I believe it's 90-10, right? I don't think it's 80-20. I think it's 90. Someone could correct me. If you've been hunting there, maybe you have the numbers. I think it's a 90% chance to get, what is it, Ferroseed? What's the other mon there? Joltik? Is it Joltik? I think it's Joltik. Is it 90% Joltik, 10% Tynamo? So what you would do is, and it's a Lepa hunt, which sucks. So it's pretty easy math. On average, you're going to see one shiny Tynamo after 10, or, you know, after 10 shinies, 9 shiny Joltik. So that's 10 shiny hunts of Lepas. Lepa shunts usually cost around, what, 3 mil a piece? So that's, you know, 3 mil Pokeyen times 10. But 30 mil in cost of Pokeyen. 30 mil in cost for a Tynamo. God damn. And then on average, obviously. And then in terms of time it takes, it's what, 300 encounters per hour. But it's 30,000 encounters total times 10 for the amount of shunts. Then this divided by 300. So, oh my, is that true? Is it really 1,000 hours now to go for... That's pretty insane for a horde shiny. Am I doing my math right, chat? So Tynamo apparently now would be like a 1,000 hour hunt and cost 30 mil. That's pretty fucking wild. Now, obviously, it's much better than an egg hunt being 2,000 to 4,000 hours and 120 to 150 mil. But ouch, dude. That's pretty wild for like a quote-unquote horde shiny. That's pretty insane. I'm so dumb. I counted at I'm so stupid. I counted at 300 encounters per hour. Now I know what I did wrong. Thank you, chat. That's what I was looking for. So it'd be... I'm so sorry. I'm glad someone caught that. It's a huge math mistake. I counted at single encounter rates versus doing Lepa hordes. It's going to be 1,200 encounters per hour. I'm so sorry. Okay. That makes way more sense. So going for Tynamo would be a 250 hour hunt on average and cost 30 mil. That makes way more sense. I'm so sorry for that quick spread of misinformation. Appreciate the correction. That's, yeah, 250 hours, 30 mil Pokeyen. That makes sense versus, yep, definitely worth to go for, but still tough shiny. Man, today's stream really just turned into shiny hunting. It's been 3 hours and I haven't done any EV training, but I'm just sucked into it. So you know what? That's how it goes sometimes. I am ready for the shiny charm pop whenever, guys. I'm going to start off with the honey tree check. So I appreciate you waiting, and good luck to all shunters. You know what? While we're on charm, I actually want to check some other honey trees. Honey trees are fun. I want to start doing more honey tree in the black screen glitch. I want to try to start doing a few more honey tree checks I just don't have a great route for it. I'd love to learn. Like, is there one down here? I always forget, man. I need to learn a proper route. I know there are maps for it. A cool little fun fact for those who don't know. Yeah, let me know people about. If this Spinarak were to be level 100, I could actually still evolve it into an Ariados. If you rare candy a Pokemon at level 100, it'll trigger the evolution, which is interesting. So if you ever end up with like a Pidgey or something that you left in the daycare and it's level 100, you can rare candy it at level 100 to evolve it, which is neat. Little fun fact. Didn't they patch the level 100 rare candy Evo? I know why you think that. It's because I was wrong. So what happened was, in my PokeMMO Iceberg video, I tried to do that. You want to know one of the dumbest mistakes I've ever made in a video? I think it was like a level 100 Lampent that I had that I was trying to evolve. And I was trying to use a rare candy on it at level 100 to evolve it, and it didn't work. And I was like, oh, I wonder if they must have patched and got rid of it. YouTube comments lit me up on this, rightfully so. Do you know why it didn't work? Because Lampent evolves with a Dust Stone. It didn't need to level up. It just needed a fucking Dust Stone. It was one of the dumbest mistakes I've ever made in a video, and I deserve to get lit up for that. That was a good meme. Yeah, so the only IRL money that I've ever spent in Pokemon was $10 back in 2013 or 2014 or so for an Amnesia Brace, which is an item that's no longer even in the game. I think it got replaced with the training link. What the Amnesia Brace did back then, and why the Amnesia Brace was like almost required for competitive Pokemon players, was that the Amnesia Brace allowed you to EV train Pokemon, or train Pokemon, EV train them without gaining XP. And that was especially important back then because when you queued up for PvP or when you played PvP with people, there was no scaling down of levels. So there was two different PvP tiers. There was level 50s and level 100s. So if you over leveled like a Starmie comp to just level 51, it was now ruined and unusable. Unless you wanted to use it in hundreds, but like not many people played hundreds. Hundreds was kind of like Ubers because hundreds had like Dragonite and T-Tar back then and stuff, and mostly 50s was played. So if you caught a Pokemon in the wild and it was like level 46 or something like that, and you wanted to EV train it, you would really need Amnesia Brace to like go do that. And vitamins were super expensive back then, so it wasn't really viable. And vitamins are still pretty expensive today, but way worse back then. Or if, yeah, for whatever reason you need to like re-EV a Pokemon or EV train something, yeah, you had to have Amnesia Brace to be able to EV train it and not have it go over level, because then you would ruin that competitive Pokemon. You have to start from scratch. And that was when the breeding system was way different. Everything was way different and tougher. Before Amnesia Brace, you'd have to use XP share on another burner Pokemon. Sending, send 6 Pokemon in. That was your way of EV training targeting to get, less XP. How crazy is that? Dude, there's times like this in the market where this is a great money-making method for new players and beginner players. Just leveling a Pokemon up can be really good profit. So right now, the cheapest Larvestas are around 8 to 9k a piece. But the cheapest Volcarona is around 33k. And that's, it's a high-level Pokemon, but those Larvestas were high-level. It's 59. Level 59. And Larvestas are what the Larvestas were, level 50, 51? Like, that's a really solid margin for 8 levels or so. But it's a pretty high, it's a lot of XP for these levels. But there are some times where, like, markets open up like that because people want to buy the Volcarona just to, like, fill a non-OT, a non-caught Pokedex entry to at least have the information on that Pokemon for PvP and wild locations and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's good to keep an eye out for stuff like that. Hydreigon's been one in the past. Salamence. Pokemon like that you can just level up sometimes for really good profit. Leveling Meowths to level 100 without letting them evolve into Persian is one of the like best moneymakers, I feel like, in Poke. Like, it can be so insane. If you buy a Meowth with, let's say, 25 attack, 25 plus speed. Let's do 20 plus speed. 20 plus is fine. And then do Nature Adamant. Cheapest one is 50k. Okay? Let's say you buy this for 50k. This is a great Meowth too. You buy this for 50k. You go EV train it. That takes 30 minutes for both EV. It's very fast nowadays. 2v2 attack, 2v2 speed. Okay? You go EV train it. Now, what's it cost at level 100 EV trained? So you spent 50k on it. 30 minutes to EV train, and then a bunch of time XP training. Now you sell it for 250k. That's crazy. Like, the price difference, people need level 100 Meowths for payday pickup and just for fun, and it's good. This is one of the best Pokemon, but it's really tough because if you accidentally evolve it into Persian, all your profit shoots, you're done. Level 100 Persians are worth like nothing. It's yeah, they're like even less than this, like 60k. I feel like usually it needs to be a Meow for the pickup ability. So Datcher, you said, in fact, I was thinking about shiny hunting in Meteor Falls for Beldum. Do you know how many shinies on average you would have to see before you saw a shiny Beldum in Meteor Falls? Do you know the math on it? You have to egg hunt for Beldum. So egg hunting Beldum would cost 120 million Pokeyen and take 2,000 to 4,000 hours. Single encountering actually is worse. Way worse. If you were to single encounter hunt for a very rare Beldum, which I think is 1% encounter rate, I believe. It's 1 or 2. It's below 5. I'm pretty sure it's 1 or 2. So if it's 1% chance, that means you have to get 99 other shinies on average, single encounter, before getting that Beldum, on average. That's how rare it is. Every 100 shinies, you'll see one Beldum there. And they have to catch it, which is tough because it has takedown. And a really tough catch rate. Good Master Ball, I guess. But so 100 shiny hunts. Let's do 30,000 divided by 300. That's the amount of, it's 100 hours. That's the amount of hours each hunt would take. So it's 100 hunts times 100 hours per hunt. This is how many hours it would take you to single encounter hunt for a shiny Beldum on average in Meteor Falls. Yeah. Not even, you have to, before any shiny hunt, you should probably do the math to understand what you're stepping into. Because shiny hunts in Pokemon can get insane. It would be a 10,000 hour hunt on average. You could go unlucky, you could go lucky. What a treat to have a stream where you can just run back and forth, though. It's been pretty busy. Yes, this has been, I think I needed this. You're totally not wrong, Rumel. I think it's been a while since I've had a stream where I've been able, I guess I ran back and forth a lot for Moltres, but there was like other pressures on that. Where this is like, yeah, for sure, dude. The shiny Pokemon is waiting for you to go EV training. I know, dude. I'm scared of I know that I'm gonna go EV train and immediately get a shiny. It happens every time. Every single time. I do like 40,000 single encounters. I go EV train for 2,000 encounters and get a shiny. Every time. That's why I'm like so scared to go EV train these Jimmy Run memers, dude. Here, people keep asking me about the anniversary event, and my real answer is we don't know anything about anything. Like, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I usually have some insight to add with events because we have enough historical evidence of them hosting the events where we can say, like, oh, okay, like 90% of the time they host the Christmas event on Christmas, or like the Lunar New Year event, like we have evidence. But for the anniversary event, they've only done it once, and they missed their deadline by like 3 or 4 months. So it's like, we just don't have, and then they like delayed the next one by 1 million months too. Like, they just skipped the next one. We have no reliable evidence or any historical backing on like what's going to happen, when's it going to be, we have, the anniversary event is just so up in the air. We may never get one ever again. Hopefully it's in like June or whatever, the like initial month they aimed for in 2022, but it's impossible for me to add any. I have nothing to give for the anniversary event versus the other events I do have historical evidence for. All right, that is going to be the end of the shiny charm for today. Funny stream, ended up just shiny hunting as opposed to any gym rerun stuff, so apologies, but at the same time, it was fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. This is what I'm going to call it. If you guys did enjoy it, please do make sure to leave a like on the video. It helps out tremendously. Dislike if not. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see daily PokeMMO videos. Follow the Twitch for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord's links down below if you want that. And if you're interested in going above and beyond and supporting the content, if my content has earned it from you, if it's been helpful enough to your PokeMMO journey or entertaining enough, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, PayPal, Venmo, all that stuff helps out a ton. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and just have fun. Play PokeMMO. Maybe get some shinies. Peace, guys.
Yo, what's up? I just want to quickly say thank you so much for watching the entire video. That's very, very cool of you. And it's even cooler for all of these people to go above and beyond and support my content. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much again.